Did the Walt Disney Company, did Lucasfilm and Star Wars steal a slogan from Gina Carano? From Drunk 3PO? From our good friend Jay? Nay, we say this shall not stand. Today we'll tell you why Disney is taking a stand and maybe snatching and crashing the party of our good friends here on YouTube. We'll tell you whether or not a legal battle is brewing with Drunk 3PO and Gina Carano right now. Well, it's a zippity-doo-dah day, and we're feeling okay right here at the Pro Ranch. Happy that you've come our way. And by the way, yes, we like ranch, but blue cheese is better. Let us know in the comments down below if you agree. No. You talk about the topic of the video, the fact that Disney seems to be zoinking the slogans of merch for Gina Carano and Drunk 3PO. Is it a crazy story? Yes. But we're here to tell you there's much more to it, including, folks, whether or not they knew it when they did so. We'll explain what we think and whether or not they had an inkling of what they were doing with some very keen insight right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, off of that Park Place yet again, and if you're not bookmarked to it, well, you should be. It's by Jonas J. Campbell. I didn't know he wrote over there. I didn't know he was a writer. He's a writer. Gina Carano calls out Lucasfilm, Disney over apparent co-opting of Welcome to the Rebellion slogan. Well, let's dive into this one. On Wednesday, former Mandalorian star Gina Carano noted a striking similarity between the new marketing slogan for Andor Season 2 and one of her own previous tweets. In a post on X, Gina Carano pointed out that the phrase Welcome to the Rebellion, prominently used in Andor's promotional campaign, mirrors her own previous post and also the slogan on t-shirts and hoodies bearing her character Cara Dune's image. The actress, who is currently embroiled in a lawsuit against the Walt Disney Company, Lucasfilm, and Huckleberry Productions, and yes, we'll be your Huckleberry, over her 2021 firing from The Mandalorian, used the opportunity to take a jab at the franchise's creative marketing choices. In her X post from Tuesday, referenced a tweet from February 12, 2021, where Gina Carano wrote, "This is just the beginning. Welcome to the Rebellion." Alongside it, she shared an image of a t-shirt featuring her character, Cara Dune, with the text, "Fight the Empire. Welcome to the Rebellion." Gina remarked, "Do you think they were all sitting in the writer's room thinking, okay, I've got to get it. Super original, just spitballing here, but how about we make our main catchphrase, Welcome to the Rebellion?" She also provided a link to content creator Jay, Drunk 3PO's merchandise collection, where he's been selling the merchandise for 4 years. That's right, folks. Jay, Drunk 3PO, has been selling Welcome to the Rebellion merch for 4 years, and now Disney has taken the phrase. Well, I'm afraid, Disney, that you don't own the phrase Welcome to the Rebellion. At least I don't think you do, because I think that phrase is not necessarily absolutely associated with Star Wars. At least it wasn't until you took it, but it was already taken by Drunk 3PO and Gina Carano. All right, let's head on over now. Lorne, your thoughts on the fact that Disney is doing this. Do you think, Mr. Babushka, that Disney might now use their legal strong arm to say, oh, no, this was always ours. You can't have it. You got to take your store down. I got a feeling that would not look good for them. But do you think that's the play here?
No, I don't think so. I think they'd have a real hard time with that case unless they somehow trademarked the phrase, which to my knowledge they have not done. It's just a phrase, and I think you would have a hard time trying to argue that you have the exclusive legal right to it. So, no, I don't think that's something that Disney is trying to press. I do think they may want to piggyback on it and try to claim the claim they may try to make is through association and say that we'll see, we're really not really in a bad way with Gina. See, we let her put her image on these things. They're affiliated with us, creating the idea that they are when they're really not. I don't think the public probably pays that much attention to this kind of stuff. So if that's their play, I think it's dumb.
The thing that goes through my mind, if I can share, is it kind of when the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial took place. Obviously, there's a bunch of YouTube guys covering it. That Umbrella guy in specific, I'm thinking of. He was then quoted or part of one of his streams or whatever, was included in a documentary. I can't remember who put it together, but one of the bigger studios. And they actually went back and claimed his video because it was his but it was his content. So do I put it past them to give it a good solid effort? No. But would they do? I would. It's Disney, and we know that they're a nefarious lot. So I would say to combat Babushka up there, no. Like I disagree, Lauren, and I'll rock paper scissors you about it.
All right, folks. They're going to claim latency is the reason one won and one lost.
Or okay, are we going on the shoot, or what are we doing?
Oh, of course he's going to.
Oh, we need to clarify. Ready? Okay,
you got to call it before.
Okay, shoot on the shoot. Okay, ready?
All right, folks, that's the first live action rock, paper, scissors we've ever done on the show. You're welcome. The production budget on that was very, very high. We've blown the whole thing on this one show.
It's actually a lot trickier than it looks, too, because the latency actually does make it kind of tough.
By the way, this is why if we have a panelist on and they don't know this, if they're kind of new to the biz, if somebody starts to sing and then they try to sing with them, it's not going to work. You can't do it. And people will say, well, now, Pro, why do you interrupt Jonas? Now, it is a bit at this point, but interrupting each other is actually one of the things that you have to navigate because of the latency. There's a half second, you got 6 people on the screen and there's a half second latency that throws things off. Anyway, folks, in the weeds. All right, let's talk about throwing things off, though. If Disney tries to claim this, does this go well for Disney? Can they strong arm it? Or do you think that this is a loser all around? I think it's a loser all around. Kevin thinks it's a loser. Nolan thinks it's a loser. Kevin, then Nolan, tell us why.
Well, that kind of phrase is something that you'd already hear in a metal band, about against the system, man. Like, if they're going to try to trademark this thing or something like that, they're not going to win that case. It's just more proof, really, to me, that they don't know how to read the room. Gina and Jay are both prominent people in the Star Wars community. They should have known better than to even get into this. And the fact that this is having become a discussion is entirely on their fault. They have no case. They got nothing here. They're just losers.
Loser, I believe you mean.
Loser.
Yeah, listen, how much bad press can you give yourself, right? So on top of just picking on an independent creator and Gina Carano, now you're going to try to trade and copyright, something that's probably been said many times throughout history. So what if I go make a movie with George Washington and he goes to save someone, and I'm gonna have to give money for saying "Welcome to the Resistance," or if I watch something about the French Revolution, like we can do this over and over and over again. It's just Disney has a hard enough time not kicking itself in its own butt. Why pick a fight and just irritate more people? Just leave this one alone.
But at the same time, though, they'd be irritating the same people they've already been irritating. So I don't think you're expanding your irritation pool.
Well, here's what
they need to save that money for the lawyers for that Gina case coming up. Do you think this?
But it's another way to target her, and that's the thing. They know they're going to get dumped on this, and so.
Oh gosh, I see it. Hang on, folks. Hang on. Why do I feel like there's a battle going on that I don't understand when it comes to headwear? Lauren, something's going on. William Thompson, are you out there? Oh, William's got some comments about it. Folks, here's what I want to bring to your attention on this story about Gina Carano. And by the way, I think it has a lot to do with Jay as well, Drunk 3PO, because he's the one selling the merch over at the store. Okay. What are the chances that if you pick a slogan for your season 2, if you pick a slogan for anything at this level, what are the chances that you didn't Google it? Like nobody typed in "Welcome to the Rebellion" to see, can we use this? Is this a slogan? Is anybody? Oh, this is Gina's. Oh, oh, this is drunk 3POs. Like, you want me to believe that Lucasfilm doesn't know who drunk 3PO is? Give me a break. And you think you want to tell me that they don't Google these things before they use them? Give me a break. You want to tell me that legal doesn't go, okay, what's the slogan for this? What's going to be the catchphrase? Okay, let's check and see if that's available. No way. No way, Jose. They had to know. That's my speculation. They had to know.
Yeah, I was listening to, I think, Jonas J. Campbell talk about the Gina Carano case. I believe we were going over the protective order that was just agreed upon by the various legal counsels there. And I believe there was an email with Bob Chapek there, and they were talking about the Gina problem, to paraphrase what was inside that email right there.
Gina problem.
Yes. So, I mean, they were like, okay, what do we do with Gina Carano? And it's so at the upper echelons of both Disney and Lucasfilm, they understand who Gina Carano is. You would think that the people involved in the production of Andor, or at least the marketing department, would understand and know, that this was kind of Gina's phrase and how she had been previously associated with the company and what was going on currently. I don't think you can be oblivious to that. I think this was a concerted effort. We know that they put Gina through the ringer, and that there might be some animosity there inside the halls of Lucasfilm and Disney extended out. So I do think this is, like Steve said, this is a shot at Gina. They understand they're going to take the hit on this. I don't think they're not going to earn goodwill. So it's like, okay, let's go ahead and let's take our bad will and make it even worse. But like Nolan said, I think it does show that they don't know their audience. And if you really want people to really jump on board Andor, which they didn't in season 1, then this was not the phrase to use.
I'm sorry. Do you know what baffles me the most? We know that we have petulant children inside the halls of Lucasfilm, right? We've seen how they used to belligerently attack fans, how they would change things in books. It is the opposite of how any sane person would ever run a company. But now you are looking down the barrel of a major lawsuit that will have potential major ramifications and just potentially open the floodgates for Disney proper to be dealing with a lot of Hollywood's sins. And now you decide that you're going to go antagonize it, because yes, I do find it highly likely that someone in Lucasfilm was like, well, she's using it and he's using it, well, why can't we use it?
That's probably how they did it.
But we know. Why are you poking the bear who is holding a hornet's nest?
Our Canadian bear friend at that. Not just Gina, but Jay, the Canadian bear. Not you, Steve.
That's what's strange about this, Kevin. Because we've heard, I think now we have 2 stories out of previous Lucasfilm actors, right? John Boyega and now Kelly Marie Tran coming out, I believe, earlier today, talking about some fandom and what they might have been saying and who they were, and some disparaging things about that fandom.
Wait a minute, hold on, Vash. Now, let's not speak in code. What did they say exactly? What's out there, Vash?
Well, Kelly Marie Tran was very critical of the fandom, and she was talking about the societal implications about what she went through and how talking
about Rose Tico, folks.
Rose Tico, yes.
Rose Tico, and we love her. Even if you bunch of meanies out there, you didn't buy her action figure. Ollie's did.
All praise the goddess for peg warming.
Well, she was talking about how, and let me see if I can get the quote right here. I don't know if we're going to talk about Kelly Marie Tran at some point, but, quote, "It's interesting how it seems to be happening pretty consistently to actors of color who find themselves in these spaces. And I think these occurrences are a microcosm from the social climate that we're living in, and it's really unfortunate," talking about fandom and and how she was persecuted by them. We live in a world... Oh, go ahead.
Is this a new quote?
I do believe so. This was published. This was from Variety's Twitter account on April 16, 2025. And yes, it's from an April 16th article right here.
What in the world, then? Why are Boyega and Miss Trans, why are they coming out at the fans? What is it? Disney did them dirty. What's the deal?
That's what I'm saying here. I'll go ahead and share my screen here if people don't believe me. I see. This is why I don't understand. It's like you have a major production coming out in the form of Andor. We know that on the both seasons, by the way, that they have at least spent over $600 million on both of those seasons collectively. You have John Boyega and now Kelly Marie Tran coming out and persecuting the fans, and now we have this story with Gina Carano here, in which they're taking a kind of organic phrase that Gina Carano and Junk 3PO both came up with and are merchandising, and now they're kind of stripping that away from not just Gina Carano but the fans themselves. It's just very, very weird, bizarre behavior as you have a big Star Wars production coming out.
Now, is it bizarre behavior or is it animalistic? And hear me out when I say it. So when we all know that an injured animal, that's when it's the most vicious. But at the same time, when an animal is injured, is it kind of like trying to do those last moments of self-defense. Mm-hmm. The punches it throws are quite weak and quite expected. Mm-hmm. And that's when whatever the predatory animal or whatever is able to take it out, or the animal just succumbs to its wounds and ends up just dying. Is that really more what's going on, or is this like, or are they like, or is it more militaristic in that they're trying to gear up for another assault, trying to figure out like, how do we win this battle? I kind of lean towards number one, but it's Disney, and we all know that they're known for number twos.
I also do wonder. I do wonder what the media's role is in all of this. Are they seeking out these interviews and getting these things on record in order to have headlines in front of these things? Are they attacking fans on behalf of Disney? I'm not really quite sure what's happening. Lauren, I thought you had something to say right there.
Yeah, there's two things I want to bring up. Can you bring that tweet up again, or whatever it was, so I can see the quote again?
Yes. Let me go ahead and get that up right now. Here you go.
So I want to find, there was a couple things in here that I thought were interesting.
Please.
Yeah,
Lauren, I think she's talking about you. She thinks that your hats have been persecuting in some way towards her. It's the only, I can't read it any other way.
The way that I would make my argument here is that I don't think anybody had any problem with Kelly. Well, no, bring it back up. I'm still going to need it. I think nobody had a problem with Kelly Marie Tran or John Boyega before they started coming out and attacking the fans. We were always very clear that the issue was not with them. In fact, I think everybody kind of thought that Kelly Marie was adorable and that John Boyega was the hero we wanted to see. Mm-hmm. The issue was with the writing. So the first thing I want to point out here is in the start of this, it says, it's interesting how it seems to be happening pretty consistently to actors of color who find themselves in these spaces. You didn't find yourself in this space. You were written in by the writers and you were hired to do a job. And you'll notice that these writers that are writing these parts for you seem to be consistently writing the same parts and running into the same results. If you were in a picture that was written by somebody else that had better writing, the reaction would be different. It's not about your color. It's not about your queerness. It's not about you. It's about the product. And the other thing that I want to say here is we live in a world where those identities have been weaponized so that people are not able to see the bigger picture. No, Kelly, the bigger picture is the picture. It was the picture that you were hired to be in, that people wanted to go see. You didn't provide the product that they wanted. They were upset about it. They're allowed to criticize it. That's not about you. That's about the product.
You're saying, Lauren, that she was not involved in one of the most meaningful cinematic smooches in history.
I am saying that, yeah.
All right, well, she is not smooching towards fans, and neither is Lucasfilm when they take slogans like Welcome to the Rebellion. Looks to me like their own actors are the rebellion, and it's a rebellion against those who would like to go back to a sensible center, mainstream middle kind of Star Wars that pleases everyone. And put another one in the can, folks. A video of excellence has been birthed into existence, and you were there to witness it. Thank you for participating. We hope you had a good time. Folks, it's a great time anytime we get to share time with you, and we mean it. The only thing additional we ask, on the way out the door, consider clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it and stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. And oh, by the way, if you would be so kind, perhaps share this out on your favorite social media platforms. Folks, we've got all kinds of content coming your way. If you are interested in going even beyond all of that, well, there's a Pro Store, and you can always find those items directly below the video you're watching. The Pro Store, it's a cool place to check out for items that, well, definitely Disney and the rest are not going to sell you, but we're happy to do so. Until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Jump into the water.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun.
Want it all, so I give them cannonball. Yeah!
Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio.
Arizona. Pineapple pizza, Hawaiian ice freeze, yeah. Can't wait to be a free taste of you and me.
What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.